A patient came with complaint of pain in the right iliac fossa, USG abdomen done. Which sign is associated with this condition? Now, this is a typical pattern. Now we are getting questions where on the basis of radiological knowledge, you have to solve your surgery question like this. Now we all know that's a right iliac fossa. You are seeing a USG, you are seeing some dilated structure like this, and you know on the basis of history, you are dealing with a case of acute appendicitis. Acute appendicitis, you know, it's a dilated bowel loop, which is a blind ending tubular aperistaltic structure of outer wall to wall diameter of more than 7 mm. Think of acute appendicitis. Now let us see the signs. Murphy's sign, no. Murphy's sign is a sign of acute cholecystitis. Kerr sign. Now what is a Kerr sign? The Kerr sign is a pain in the shoulder because of the irritation of the diaphragm. Now why the diaphragm is getting irritated? Because of some blood or some irritant that is present in the peritoneum. Usually it's a typical left shoulder pain due to the ruptured spleen. So that is wrong. Rovsing sign. Yes, Rovsing sign is seen in acute appendicitis. When you press into the left lower quadrant, you see a pain in the right lower quadrant. Now why? Because you know that once you press into the left lower quadrant, now the peritoneum gets, I will say, stimulated, or because of the contraction. So whichever part of the peritoneum that is being inflamed is going to elicit a pain. So Rovsing sign is a sign of acute appendicitis. That is an answer. Cullen sign. Cullen sign is discoloration in the region of umbilicus due to some hemorrhagic thing that is happening. Usually could be due to a paniculitis or could be due to a pancreatitis. It's two signs that we have read. Cullen sign or a Gray Turner sign. Cullen sign at umbilicus, Gray Turner sign at the flank. I still remember a lot of people, even including myself, tend to get confused that which was a Cullen, which was a Gray Turner. So we used to remember it as umbilicus is 1, Cullen is 1. So it is in the umbilicus. Gray Turner flanks are 2. Gray Turner 2 name. So they are at the flank. So that is how you tend to remember the things in the exam. So here the answer is Rovsing sign. A patient is diagnosed as posterior urethral valve in MCU. Which sign can be seen on the USG in this condition? Okay. So if you see this, now MCU has been shown to you. This is bladder. This is posterior urethra. If you see, posterior urethra is markedly dilated and then suddenly there is a tapering. So what is happening is this is bladder and this is posterior urethra. Now this is called as keyhole appearance. Keyhole appearance, which is classical for posterior urethral valve. It is to be noted that golf hole ureter is a sign seen on cystoscopy of the typical appearance of a uretrovesical junction. Corkscrew sign, there are multiple places where corkscrew sign is seen. In relation to the IVP, it is an appearance of the ureter in genitourinary tuberculosis. Flower vase appearance is described for horseshoe kidney on IVP. A 50-year-old office worker came to you with long-standing history of intermittent headache. CT brain was done. What does the image show? Now what you could see, this is a CT head. This is a CT head. All this black that you could see is the lateral ventricle. You have a frontal horn, occipital horn of the lateral ventricle. You are seeing this white structure on the lateral ventricle on either side. First thing that it comes to my mind is that this much white is blood. But please remember, everything that is white on CT is not blood. This is calcification. Look at the density of this. This is nearly similar to the bone. So this is calcification. Now it is to be noted that a lot of places in the brain have got normal physiological calcification, and this is nothing but the choroid plexus calcification, which is a normal finding. So the answer is normal. This is a normal finding, a choroid plexus calcification. Apart from the choroid plexus, pineal gland is another important site of calcification. Pineal gland. Then you have got interhemispheric forks. Interhemispheric forks. Then you've got anterior and posterior clinoid ligament. Anterior and posterior clinoid ligament. Then there is a small gland anterior to the pineal gland, which is habenular, and basal ganglia in 5% of the population. Basal ganglia in 5% of the population is also an important site of calcification. Okay, so please remember, this is nothing but normal.